Hey guys, it's Megan
and Stephanie
with Barn Besties.
Here with Farm Fresh Advice, and we are here with Miss Julie. Megan, what are we looking at?
I don't know. I've never seen this before.
I'm
Julie,
excited. I'm excited.
Tell us about your shavings.
What do we got behind us?
Yeah. So this is my bedding.
It's not even shavings, Megan.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry,
so
It sort of is
cardboard bedding
made out of tree, but
it's cardboard.
It's cardboard.
Yeah.
Pulverized cardboard.
It's tiny little squares. They offer it in 2 different sizes. This is Sport Horse cut.
Oh. Wow.
It's amazing. It's so absorbent. It's so easy to pick. It is pH neutral, so you can spread it on crop land without changing the soil. Like
and
pine.
Is it approved for organic farming as well? Do you know by chance?
I don't know, but I don't know why it wouldn't be. This is pre-consumer cardboard. So it's like U-Haul boxes that were printed crooked or something. And
or
so they destroy
the
them.
boxes and it's the ends that they cut off or something.
Yeah, it's
recycled.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
how did you hear about this?
So when I started planning the farm, I started just Googling everything, bedding, footing, stalls, everything. And
Barn Besties is here to be your one-shop informational network, which is why I was excited to see this.
Yeah. So this comes from a company in Kentucky called Green Horse. And it is more expensive than
traditional wood shavings,
bulk shavings or sawdust, and more expensive than packaged, pine shavings. But to me, it's worth it because it's 100% dust free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And barns have plenty of dust already. So why add to it is what I was thinking, especially for the horses with the breathing, the heaves and the,
Do you have any issues with them eating this?
Not at all.
And it absorbs.
I wouldn't think so.
It's super absorbent.
Okay.
It's almost like cat litter when they pee. The pee spot is super easy to pick and clean.
And
so
it's noticeable. You can tell where they've peed because it looks different.
Dark brown, yes. And it gets kind of like matted. You can use a fork and pick it up in big
paper
chunks.
that starts to...
Yeah. And so when we clean stalls, we clean them similar, but a little differently than you would with traditional shavings because we can pick the poop the same way. The stuff falls through. There's very little shaking you need to do so the poop doesn't disintegrate in your fork and then get mixed in. And then you pull away the dry stuff. You pick up the pea spot. We don't add barn lime because that's adding dust.
Right.
So we sweep the wet area to get all of the pieces out, and then we spray with a disinfectant.
Nice.
Either I've used several different things like a diluted pine sol. And, this company actually has a spray, an antiseptic spray or disinfectant spray that doesn't need rinsing that they supply as well. It's called Thymox. I use that too. But it's amazing. And I compost my manure and I don't have enough property to spread on my own property. So I compost the manure and I spread it on adjacent farm land, and they love it because it's composted horse manure, which is excellent fertilizer. And like I said, the pH isn't changing, the cardboard's not changing the soil.
Right. They're not having to make an amendment because of what you spread.
Right. And it composts very quickly.
I bet.
If you keep it moist and turn it, it composts in like 6 to 8 weeks as opposed to 6 months with like pine.
That's amazing.
So
this looks like it's a full delivery of a pallet.
Right.
So how many bales are on these pallets?
Come on, a semi?
It comes on a semi.
Okay.
I order 10 pallets at a time. And there are 48 bags, 20-pound bags on each pallet.
Yeah.
So I
lasts a long time.
I get 480 bags of it at a time.
And how do you unload them from the semi? Do they have a forklift and they put it in your barn?
No, they have a like a hand jack thing. They push it to the end of the semi, and I use my tractor with forks to lift it off and bring it.
Not heavy. Yeah, because that terrifies me.
It's very heavy, actually. Yeah. It's like 1,000 pounds per pallet.
Okay. So it is just like getting my shavings. And these aren't, and have you had one of these towers
Absolutely.
Yeah,
A lot of times.
Terrifying.
It is.
Yeah, and you
You
have
do
to be
damage.
very
You have to go-
creative.
yep.
Yeah.
Move really slowly, low to the ground, you tip it backward.
Yeah.
I have had them fall over.
So should we show them there's some contact info if people are interested in where you get this from?
Sure.
It looks like the company is here. You said it's called Green Horse.
Yep.
Out of Kentucky, right? And this looks like this is your
The
distributor contact. And
That
of course,
is him.
we're here at Maxton Meadows in Wisconsin. So yeah, this is great. Well, thank you. Can we go ahead and take a look at this in a stall?
Yeah.
Sure.
Would love
Absolutely.
to see this, touch
Hit the
it,
pause.
feel it, all that. So go ahead and pause. We're going to go over to a stall.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here. Look at what Megan's got. Look at this. So this
I have
is,
cardboard.
it's so soft.
It's so cool.
And it is.
Check it out.
It is. It's,
And it falls right through the fork.
Yeah.
There's hardly any jiggling you need to do, and it
Gosh.
falls through.
and
And it's super cushy.
soft.
And
Nice.
I like
another thing that I didn't mention before is that with foals, because I do breeding,
Babies, yeah.
baby, this is so clean, dust
They
free,
can fold.
and cushy. It's perfect for foals.
So I really see this being as like the best thing for Kiwi horses.
Oh, for
Horses
sure.
with breathing issues. This is
Huge.
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never seen this. I've seen people talk about shredded newspaper.
Mhm.
And that always it's
That just-
shredding, so it's like long noodles, and that just looked
I've
like a
never
pain.
seen
But I
it
think
so
this is
small.
really phenomenal.
This
It's a great
and
idea.
It's soft.
It's
I love
very
how
soft.
soft it is.
It's yeah. And you use less because with these mats that are very cushy,
You get
you do get bigger pieces from time to time.
you
But
got your squishy mats.
you got your squishy mats, and you only need this really to absorb moisture, like
Sure.
the urine. So you use less bedding, and then,
yeah.
it's
this is
super easy to
amazing.
clean.
Yeah, this is great. This is amazing. What do you guys think on the video? We want to know. I think this is amazing. I was really excited when I heard about this to see this in action.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this is a really neat idea. Because wood shavings are so dusty,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so dusty, and you can get really good wood shavings, and then get the pelleted wood shavings, and there's all sorts of ways.
You
of
can use
doing it.
straw.
You can use straw. Extremely dusty, not very absorbent.
Not at all.
you
and a pain. to
Yeah, and we,
manage.
shredded paper,
Yeah.
which I've seen it used, and it didn't look all that great. And then you had all the inks from it. I know you said that sometimes this will be a misprint, but not like newsprint.
No.
Newsprint is stinky.
Mhm.
I always
this
remember
doesn't smell at all.
a newspaper. You always kind of get that dye and the ink. So I was never a fan of that, but this is really
and it's
this is
light.
quite lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it doesn't smell like anything.
No.
But see,
Yeah,
it does have some printing.
right. Some
Yeah.
printing on there,
Check it out.
boxes or
oops.
something that might
Yeah.
have shredded.
Came from boxes or whatever.
Barcode.
And it's pre-consumer. Yeah. So, clean.
Yeah.
And dust free. So
and recyclable. Love it.
yeah,
and biodegrades very quickly. You said. I think
Yep.
that's really awesome.
that's
So-
really important. And it turns into this really lovely black dirt
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
perfect.
we
I
use for
bet.
gardens. Our neighbors use it in their gardens.
Farmers have to love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Here's the thing. There are so many commercial barns now that are operating not necessarily in the city limits of large cities, but within a short distance of cities that may not have the ability to compost and haul it to a neighboring farm. So we see this all the time on social media, people asking for solutions because they have to dumpster out their manure.
Mm.
And this seems like this is like how much are you getting out of a stall every day? I feel like this would be like less overall coming out. Obviously, the manure is the manure, right?
Right.
Manure is the
Which
manure,
is
but
usually a
but it's the
wheelbarrow
bedding.
to
I
three.
feel like this would be
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
reasonable.
It depends a lot on
Is
the
it
horse.
compresses
Yeah,
and-
how dirty
Um,
they are, or
how-
they poop in
yeah.
one spot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have horses, like I have a gelding that pees in the same spot every day. So you know exactly where it is. He doesn't do a lot of walking at night. He
Sure.
poops up against the back wall. So you have your poop pile
Right.
and then your
Yeah.
pee spot
Sure.
and then the rest stays.
Do
And
you
it
think
stays
the
clean.
waste from this is comparable to the waste from like shavings?
No, I think it's less, like
It's
you
less.
just said. Yeah.
So that actually
Mhm.
is interesting, you guys. If you are a commercial barn owner and you are having to dumpster out your manure and stuff, this could be a really
A good solution.
more economical option,
Mhm.
especially with it biodegrading as fast as it does. You know, and I think the dumps would be really appreciative of something like that because
yeah.
that stuff always goes out to the dump.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
This is super.
this is cool. Thank you so much for showing
Yeah.
us this.
Sure.
Y'all, let us know what you think down below in the comments. And of course, we ask you to hit the subscribe button, join our YouTube family, and, you know, click the like too. But anything else you can think of? I think.
No, this is awesome. Thank you, Julie, for
All
having
right.
us.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
We'll
for
see you on
having
our
me.
next video. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.